there everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do a collection tour because it has been a while, and as you can see the collection is quite large. It's gotten a bit out of hand, and also it's been quite a few, I want to say years since I've done a collection tour, so I feel like it's overdue. But also you guys actually suggested this. I put out a video recently saying how should we celebrate 30,000 subscribers, which is still insane. And yeah, quite a few of you wanted to see a collection tour, so I thought it would be a great one to start with. There were also quite a lot of other suggestions for like Ronnie and Terry movie special kind of thing, and I thought, why just pick one video? Because I can do a collection tour and then we can also do like other things to celebrate as well, because it's such a milestone. I feel like 30,000 is an insane amount of subscribers, so we need to be able to celebrate this properly. So yeah, we're kicking it off today with a collection tour. It's going to be a challenge. I don't actually know at this point how many horses we have. I want to say like a year ago I counted everything. I say everything, I mean like I counted all the horses and all the animals that I have, and that was a lot, and that was quite a while ago. So I'm going to be interested to actually see how many we have, and also whether I'm going to be able to remember names, breeds. It's going to be interesting, but I think I'm going to do quite well. Yeah, I think I have some faith in myself. I'm definitely going to be able to remember some. But like I said, there are quite a few, and it's been a while since I've done a collection haul. I did say, I can't remember when, but I wanted to do a book where I recorded all of the breeds and the names. So like I was 100% sure. I just hit your face, I'm sorry. So I was like 100% sure on each one, like it was all recorded. So maybe I should do that as I go along. I haven't fully decided yet. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. But regardless, this video is going to be really good if you want name inspiration for naming your own horses, because of course you can name your own model horses or actual horse or whatever after my horses, because you know there's a lot of them, and I feel like inspiration for names is always really helpful, especially when you have lots of model horses to name. Okay, I think I'm just sort of understanding how many there are and what I've gotten myself into, because I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed all of a sudden, but I think we just need to make a start. Also, there's like quite a lot of horses. For example, this guy who was in my barn tour when I did a massive barn tour, and I asked everybody to name, and I know like still to this day I'm getting loads of comments suggesting names, and I actually need to go it sounds really bad, but like I like read all your comments, but I haven't actually like just gone, okay, this is your name, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I need to solidify that. Maybe that's what I do today. I'm not sure. Or maybe I need to do that in a future video. Otherwise this is going to get like really complicated, because there's quite a few that I know need names still. Okay, let's just make a start. To give a overview, these are my shelves where I keep my model horses. Most of them are Schleich. We've got some CollectA. There's some Papo, I want to say, but largely it's Schleich. And they're arranged by colour, as you can see, so you get a lovely gradient. And also on the bottom shelf, we have geldings and stallions, slash like the male foals. And then on the top shelf are the mares. So it's girls, boys, colour. That's the kind of vibe we've got going on. And we also have my LED rainbow, which is on back there, because rainbow is the theme of the channel, if you hadn't already noticed from my profile picture and everything. Okay, we're going to start over here because I'm just stood in this area anyway, so it makes sense. I'm not being funny, but my arms are hurting already because the shelves are like eye level with me, so I'm holding the camera up, and it's a kind of an arm workout, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have really strong arms after this, especially because there's probably like, I want to say there's over 100. I think there's over 100. Yeah, there's definitely over 100. Anyway, let's make a start. First model here is Panther. He's a Pura Raza stallion, but I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce Pura Raza. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next horse, we have Frisian. I have two Frisians. This guy is Topthorn, named after Warhorse, and then this horse, he was called Hades, and then I changed his name to Cyclone, but it's kind of always seesawed between the two names. That's a lot of backstory for one horse. In the back there, we have this Papo horse, and he's a Shire stallion. I don't think he's got a name. I will come back to him and name him at some other point, not in this video though. Back there, we have iconic Boris. He's a Tinker stallion. Then we have this horse. I think he's Papo. He's rearing, and he doesn't have a name because he was one of the ones I asked for name suggestions for in the barn tour, I'm fairly sure. This is Tyan, and he is also a Frisian stallion, but he's CollectA. Then we have a little unnamed foal, and I'm pretty sure he's CollectA. Let me just check for you. Yeah, he is. And he's a gypsy foal. Back there, we have one of the horse club horses. He's a Hanoverian gelding. I know he's called Storm. My one's called something different. And I'm not gonna lie, I've forgotten his name. It's literally gone from my brain. Please help me out. I know his rider's called Bella. And I know I've renamed him something different from Storm. But yeah, he's there. And I do love him. I just can't remember right now. Next to him is Victory, and he is my thoroughbred stallion. Then here we have Churro. He, despite looking like a Schleich horse, he's actually a knockoff. He was about €3 from somewhere in France. And he's kind of a legend. Next to him is Hawkeye, and he is the Oldenburg gelding, I'm pretty sure. Then we've got Bubbles, who's a Pinto yearling. Rocky, who's an Appaloosa stallion. Oh, we need to come back to the front. We have Jet in the front here, and you can see, I guess, who Churro was modelled off of, like the knockoff. It literally looks like Jet. Yeah. And then we have one of the horses who I need to actually name, and he is CollectA. Let me just check what breed. He's a Morgan stallion. It's very important. Next to the unnamed horse, we have Jupiter, and he is a Tinker stallion. Then we have Mojo, who's a Pinto stallion. Hey, I'm doing quite well at remembering these names. Back here is Spirit. Just want to jump in and say this guy's actually called Orlando, not Spirit. It's confusing because I used to have two, one called Orlando, one called Spirit, that looked identical. This is Orlando. I repainted Spirit into Flynn, who you'll see later because he's a grey. Okay, bye. And he is a Mustang stallion. This guy I opened up in an unboxing, and I feel like I named him, but honestly, he's got a cute face, but he's a little bit forgettable. So moving on, Peaches is next to him, and he is a miniature Shetland pony gelding, and he's iconic, so he's very memorable. Behind them, kind of in the middle row, is Brownie, and he's a Arabian foal. And then we've got Blaze. We'll go back here. We've got Blaze back here, who's a Trakehner stallion, and again, a bit of a legend. This is another version of, I think it's Cyan. Cyan? No, not Cyan. Cyan, the horse club horse. And I say repaint, I repainted him loosely because I literally just added a rainbow to his braids. But I never actually named this model because I renamed my horse club Cyan. No, I keep saying Cyan, I'm thinking about colours. I renamed my Cyan to Trooper. And then this guy's kind of like Trooper, but in a different colour. So I never actually gave this one a name, but I feel like he does deserve it because his braids are quite cool. Next to him is Dude, and well, like his name suggests, he's just fabulous. Then we have this guy. He's a retired Arabian stallion. No, gelding. I can't remember. Then we've got Aladdin. He's a saddlebred. Cute. Oh my gosh, I forgot about these guys back here. Here's Charlie. He loves celery, and he is one of the first repaints I did. He used to be called Sunshine because he was bright yellow. Now he's called Charlie. Then we have this fairly frightening chap who's another repaint. He was a CollectA, I want to say Lipizzaner. I repainted him. He's now called Seaweed. I love the name. The face is a little scary. Then we have Fred, who I love. He's a Clydesdale gelding. Here's Trooper. He's a quarter horse gelding. That's the one I was talking about with this guy. Next to Aladdin at the front, we have Wildfire, who is another Arabian stallion. Then we have Ace, who's a Haflinger stallion. Then at the front here, we have an Arabian foal who's retired. But this guy doesn't actually have a name. We'll rename him after this video probably when I write down all the names of the horses. We have Patch and Gingernut, the two miniature Shetland pony foals, who again are a bit iconic. Back there is Bunny, and he is a CollectA Tinker stallion, and yeah, I love Big Bunny. Then next to Bunny we have this Appaloosa CollectA stallion who I actually unboxed in the same video as Bunny, and he's called Banjo. He's just adorable. Then next to him we have Flame, who's a Hanoverian gelding, and I love Flame. I think he's awesome. Then in the front here, just knocked something on my camera. In the front here we have another CollectA horse. He is, I'm pretty sure he's a quarter horse. No, saddlebred. I think he's a saddlebred stallion. Let me check again because CollectA horses have the breeds written underneath, and I'm a bit less. Okay, he's an Australian stock horse. I knew it was something beginning with S. But yeah, I'm a little less confident on the CollectA breeds. Anyway, I bought this guy secondhand thinking I'm going to repaint him because I loved his position, but the bright orange is a little obnoxious. So he has yet to be named because I've always kind of had that in the back of my mind. And obviously the colour of a horse makes a massive difference. Like, you know, you can't just name it and then change its colour because it's probably going to affect what you call it. Then we have a Tennessee Walker foal here. This guy, again, is one of the ones that I've sort of tweaked around with a name, and I can't actually remember his proper name. I've known he's been called Governor at some point in his life, but now I'm not currently sure if that is his up-to-date name. No, actually, his name is Governor. He's named after the Spirit Riding Free foal. So yeah, that's Governor. Next to him is Fudge, and he is a Dartmoor pony stallion, and he is also a kind of famous movie star from the Valentine's Day special. Next to him is Snapdragon, who is a a Trackner stallion. And behind them both is Cheese Puff, who is a Tennessee Walker foal. Back there we've got Griffin, he's an Icelandic pony stallion. Then we've got Blondie here, who's a Haflinger foal. And then we've got this other Haflinger foal, who is retired. And I don't think this little guy has a name either. Next to him is Warrior, and he is a quarter horse stallion. Down behind him, we've got Zeus, who's an Andalusian stallion. Then we've got Maui, who's a Lusitano stallion, who I love. And he's named, obviously, after Maui from Moana, but also Maui, one of my pet rabbits was called Maui. So, yeah, love this guy. In front of Maui, we've got Squidward, and I don't know, I feel like he's a fjord because he's got the dorsal stripe and the colouring, but equally he's from that pony, like agility pony bending that's got like pole bending set, and I feel like he might not have been a fjord, but he gives me fjord vibes, so because of the dorsal stripe, I always just say he's a fjord. Next to him is Dusty, the retired Andalusian foal, and then we've got Boots, the Hanoverian foal. Back there is Bandit, who's my repaint of the Camaro stallion. Then we've got the retired Nabstripper stallion back here, and I can't remember his name, slash can't remember if I named him, but he is from one of my unboxing secondhand videos I did. In front here is Hunter, who's a Tennessee Walker stallion. And then next to him, I think is Jasper, who is the thoroughbred stallion, who came with one of the Schleich advent calendars. Oh no, he came with the Schleich like extension to the stable. And then he's best friends with Jasper. Where is Jasper? I know there's Horace and Jasper, like after the 101 Dalmatian like villains. So yeah, he's either called Horace or Jasper. I'm fairly sure this is Horace. But I might have to double check for you. Next to him anyway is Starstorm, and he is my Hanoverian gelding repaint, and he's like flea bitten grey, and he's one of my favourite repaints that I've done. Then we've got Turtle here. Then back here we've got the rearing CollectA Lipizzaner stallion, or a gelding. And again, he doesn't have a name. He's really cute. Then this guy, oh my god, I've forgotten his name. I can't remember. I'm sorry. It will come back to me in like 2 minutes and I'll add it in. Oh my gosh, I've just remembered his name, and I also remember why it's confusing me. His name is Outlaw, like full name, nickname Aussie. That's what was confusing me, because I was looking at him thinking two things, but they were both correct. That was really bothering me, so I just had to jump in and say that, because he is actually I say main character, he's a character in the Easter special, so he is not, you can't just forget about Aussie, okay? Which I did there for a minute, but no, it was only a minute that I remembered. I was just having like a brain moment, so yeah. Anyway, back to the tour. But he's a Hanoverian gelding. Next to him is Jack, my Welsh pony stallion, who I really love. And then we've got Cloudy, the Tinker foal. This is Pogo. She's a Tennessee Walker yearling, but she's on the wrong shelf because she is a mare. I don't know why she's on this shelf. A little bit confused, but potentially there was no room up there, so that could be why. The big guy in the back there, he is a Clydesdale, and he's CollectA, and his name's Titan because he is the chunkiest horse that I have. Yeah, he's pretty large. Next to him, not equally large, he's slightly smaller, is the Schleich Shire stallion, and his name is Prince. Oh my gosh, this guy's just fallen over. Let's just fix that there. There you are, sir. Sorry about that. Here we've got the Trakehner foal. His name is Olaf, and his mum, who we'll see later, her name is something else frozen related. This Arabian foal currently doesn't have a name, but I will pick it. Next to him is, I want to say, the new Trakehner foal. Amazing ears. Don't think he's got a name either. Then next to the little grey colts, we have Ziggy, who is lovely, and he's a Mustang Stallion. Love Ziggy, great name. Back here is my repainted Mustang Stallion. His name's Flynn, or Flynn Rider. Here is Horace or Jasper. Honestly, I can't remember which one's which, but they're kind of inseparable. Horace, Jasper. Actually, no, I want to say this is Horace, and that one is Jasper. Yeah, he's an Andalusian Stallion. Then we've got this guy who's the Camarage Stallion. He's called Monty. Then we've got a another horse. No, he is the Andalusian Stallion, but this one's still got his tag on. He's a duplicate. This is the original, my original Andalusian Stallion. His name's Poseidon. This guy, he's kind of irrelevant. He hasn't got a name. I feel like he needs to be repainted. He looks very different from Poseidon. I mean, like, obviously, couldn't you tell? Like, look at, they're just very, very different to look at. So maybe I will repaint this guy, but currently, this is the Poseidon. He's going to stay as this colour. Then we've got this foal. He's Papo and a rearing. I just call him like a tinker or a gypsy vanner or something like that. But I don't think he's got a name either. Oh my gosh, I need to name so many horses. Then here we've got the Holsteiner foal. His name's Tic Tac. And finally, on the end, we've got Carlos, and I think he might be an Appaloosa. I've sometimes called him an Abstrapper because he's covered in spots, but I have a feeling he's like an Appaloosa as his actual thing, and he's a Papo horse. Oh my gosh, okay. So well done if you're still listening. That was row 1. We have a second row to go. Like I said, some of those, Pogo is a mare, so she should be up there, but next row should be all the girls, so I'm gonna have to stand on a chair. Let's do this. I'm stood on a swivelly office chair, so this is a bit dodgy. So maybe we should do this more quick fire style. On the end, we've got Katniss, one of my favourite models. I feel like if I had a horse, like if I could ask for one of these horses to be made into an actual horse that I could ride, I would put her as like, maybe like this horse, or I don't know. I don't know. She just always seems like the horse that I would want to actually ride. I don't know. She's just really cool. Yeah, I see the quick fire round is going well. No, she's a tinker mare and she's the special one. She's like got a special black colour. So very nice. Next to her is Cora. She's a Frisian mare. Oh, she's got a little bit of dust on her there. Let's just wipe it off. Wait, now I'm confused. Okay, because there's 2 brownies. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. One of them's called Brownie. One of them's gonna be called something else. I might have to actually look this up. Hang on. I've gone to my bookshelf, right, and I had actually started making a list and trying to sort out the names of things. Let's try and turn to Arabian and see if it has the answers. Okay, so this has not been updated in a while, but how I've kind of organized it, and this is why I need to update this book. Under Arab, we've got Brownie listed as a dark bay filly. However, I have 2, and I literally do not recall having 2. So that's slightly weird. And there's obviously there's no second dark bay filly listed. So it does kind of ring a bell now, and I feel like one of them was called Brownie, and then one of them was another chocolatey dessert themed name. I might have to like delve back into the depths of all of my barn tours and try and remember, but like I said, I feel like I need to do a video updating this book into something a little less school book and also a little more accurate because this is not that helpful. So yeah, sorry about that. I feel like because listed Brownie was a dark bay filly, so this is the actual Brownie. That one down there earlier, that one's the imposter because that's a colt, because it's on the colt shelf. So we're gonna say this is Brownie. And then in the back there, we have another Frisian mare. I want to say her name is Princess. She's from the Taurian Princess set. Then we've got Blackjack, the Hanoverian mare. Gucci, the Rocky Mountain, no, wait, yeah, do I mean that? Rocky Mountain mare, yeah. Then we have Autumn, the Appaloosa mare, and Porsche, and she is a repaint on the CollectA Arabian mare. And she is, along with Starstorm, one of my favourite repaints that I've done. It's just a bay, but I don't know, it's just so satisfying for no reason. Then in the front here, we have Evangeline, named after a character from Princess and the Frog, the Disney movie. And she is the Shire mare. I'm pretty sure she's a Shire or a Clydesdale, but I love her because of her name. Then we've got Moose, and she is another Rocky Mountain mare. No, she's not. She's a Black Forest mare. I'm all over the shop. I'm gonna blame standing on an office chair for this because that's kind of on my mind as well. Here we've got Star, and she's an English thoroughbred foal. I love this model because of her bandy legs. Here is Diva, and she's a bit irrelevant, but she is a Holsteiner mare. Then we have Otter, and she is a Trackner mare, and she's really cool. Then who do we have back here? We've got another English thoroughbred mare. She is called Venus. Then we've got Tango, the Pintabian mare. We've got Pocahontas, the grumpy Pinto mare, who is the special colour variation. Then we've got Rojo, and she is a Hanoverian mare. Then we've got Dolly, and she is the curly mare. Let's move back to the front because we've got to kind of work down the row like this. Here is Duchess, and she is the Oldenburg mare, though she does look a bit like the Hanoverian mare. She's not. Then we have Belle, she's the Clydesdale foal. Havana, the Hanoverian. It's a bit of a tongue twister. This is the Mustang foal, and I called mine Moana. This is Cupid, obviously because of the heart on her forehead. And I am fairly sure she is the Oldenburg foal, but like I said, she does look very similar to the Hanoverian variation, but I'm fairly sure she goes with this mother right here. Back there is Sea Star, and she is a Hanoverian foal, and yeah, I just love her. Then moving to the back again, we've got Pumpkin, the quarter horse foal. We've got Foxtrot, the Appaloosa mare. This is Chicalinda. Actually, no, she was called Chicalinda. Now I'm not entirely sure what she's called because I named her after a horse that I rode called Sevi because they're a little bit similar, but I feel like Chicalinda suits her better, and that's what I remember more. So yeah, might just stick with Chicalinda and then make another horse that's called Sevi. But she's an English thoroughbred mare. Then next to her we have Chili, who is the German riding pony mare. And actually, hang on, I've remembered what this guy's called. I'm sorry I called you slightly forgettable or irrelevant or something like that. He's called Rummy, and he's also the German riding pony gelding. Okay, cool. Who do we have up here? Okay, so we've got Snow. I think I called this one Snowy because she reminded me of a teddy I had. Yeah, she's a Shire foal or a Clydesdale foal. No, she's a Shire, definitely a Shire. Then this is Bobcat, she's a quarter horse mare. We've got Pixie, the Appaloosa foal. Here's Dinky, she's the mini Shetland mare. Then in the front, this is Brandy. I always get this wrong. She's a Dartmoor pony. Do I mean that? I'm gonna have to check. Again, she's not listed in the book. I just tried to have a look. But her name is Brandy, but she's either a Dartmoor pony or another type of pony, and I always get a bit confused. So yeah, we'll just stick with Brandy. Yeah, this is Katie. She's the quarter horse mare, and I love her marking on her forehead because it always reminds me of a manta ray. If you can use your imagination. Or just maybe just a ray. It's got quite a long tail, so maybe not a manta ray. In the back, we've got another CollectA foal. This one, let me check, Clydesdale. Currently nameless. Whoop. Next to her is Tiger Lily, the special Andalusian mare. Then we have Boomerang, another one of my old favourites, and she's the Tinker mare. In the front is Pancake, or Banana Pancakes, and she's the Przewalski's horse. Then here, who do we have? You. The Tennessee Walker mare. Feel like she's called Wolfie, but don't hold me to that because I might be thinking of a horse I have on Star Stable. Back there is Mystery, the Arabian mare. Then, oh wait, now I'm confused. This horse is called Pogo. Oh my gosh, she's called Ghost. Okay. And she, I'm pretty sure, is the Pura Raza yearling. Okay. But she's still a mare, so she's still in the wrong place. But her name's Ghost. Okay, cool. Wait, no, her name's Rebel. Okay. But she is Pura Raza, and she is a grey yearling. But her name is Rebel. But see, look, Ghost is crossed out, okay? She was going to be called Ziggy, but no. Vegas, no. Ghost, no. Rebel. Okay. Okay, let's just apologise to Rebel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were forgettable. She literally was in the Easter special and played quite a big part, so I should know this, but hey, there's a lot of horses here. Here we have another retired foal. Actually this one might be called Snowy. I'm sorry guys, look. This one's called Snowy, or this one's called Snowy. But she is also a Clydesdale/Shire foal, one of the two. Feel like it's a Shire. Back there, we have Whirlwind, American Saddlebred mare. I really like how tall she is. This is Beamer, the Pintavian mare. This is Honeycake, and she is a retired Haflinger mare. Then we have Missy, who's the Icelandic pony mare. Then we have the Aquatiki mare, who is grazing. Can't remember her name. Next to her is Treacle. Treacle is a Mustang mare. Then back here is a Pinto mare. I will remember her name eventually. Then we have Jinx. She's the mother to Turtle. Where was Turtle? I can't find. Anyway, Jinx and Turtle are Criollos. Next to Jinx is the Lusitano mare, but I have not named her. This repainted foal here is called Pumpkin, and I have a non-repainted quarter horse foal that is identical to it, but it's called Pie. Because they're twins? I don't know why I sounded so uncertain about that, but yeah, that was the idea. Here we've got Fawn, the Andalusian foal. We've got Beauty, the Andalusian mare. This is Blossom, I feel like I think she's an Andalusian again. She's a mare, obviously. Back there is Summer, the Shire mare. We've got Misty, the Connemara pony mare. Pegasus, the CollectA Mustang mare. Here we've got Calypso, and she is a CollectA repaint of the Arabian mare that I did. Yeah, I don't know if you can see really. She's got dapples, a bit less successful than Porsche, but still quite cool. Then in the front we have Sassy, the Shetland pony mare. This Andalusian mare is retired, and she's called Skylar, or Sky for short. Next to her is the Pura Raza mare, and she's called Vegas. Then we also have one of my favourites. She's called Scardy, and she is the Silver Dapple mare, like on the website, but I really think she looks like a Gypsy Vanna or a Tinker or something like that. Behind her we have the CollectA Clydesdale mare. I think she's a Clydesdale or a Shire. I don't think I actually named her. I thought like Elsa would be a cute name for her, but I also have this Trackner mare who was also supposed to be called Elsa to go with Olaf down here. So I think she's called Elsa, and I have to find a new name for this mare. We have Luna, who is the Tennessee Walker mare. Then we've got Firefly, the Hanoverian mare. Milkshake, and she is the Icelandic pony mare? No, she's the same breed as Griffin. And Griffin, yeah, no, Griffin's an Icelandic too, so I think they are Icelandics. Back here we've got Glimmer, the sassy Lipizzaner mare. Then we've got Harley Quinn, and she is an Arabian mare. We've got Storm, the Holsteiner mare. Crystal, the quarter horse mare, and Angel, the Tennessee Walker mare, right in the back there. Then in the front we've got Kiki, and she is a Knabstrupper mare. We've got Cowgirl, and she is a Papo, pretty sure she's like a Papo Mustang, but like I said with Carlos, they kind of look like Knabstruppers, so I'm still deciding what kind of breed they are. And then last but certainly not least, we have Molly, and she is a Knabstrupper mare. I'm getting down from the chair because that's just dangerous. Wow, okay, so that just happened. I think I did pretty well on the names and breeds. I was actually surprised. I think I surprised myself. Also, honourable mentions. I've got 2 rabbits on the shelf. This one is Purdy, because I literally had a rabbit called Purdy who looked just like this. And then up here we have Mango, Also after one of my rabbits. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot of horses. I didn't count, maybe I should count. But this is all the horses on my shelf. Let me just turn around and show you what I mean by that. Some of you probably already know about this. There's a secret drawer, and well, this is where non-horsey things go. I need more shelves is the bottom line, and yeah, this is a massive box filled with Schleich animals. Obviously we have some more horses in here. Oh my god. I love these horses. Yeah, but like there's literally no room left on the shelf. As you can see from the tour, it is rammed packed, and I don't have anywhere for these guys to go. So I'm in the market for a new bookshelf, I think, like something that will be able to house all of the little beans, because look, Hamley doesn't even have a spot on the shelf, guys, and that's not okay. I mean, for heaven's sake, Ronnie is here. What on earth? Yeah, this cannot stand, okay? I'm in the market for a new bookshelf. That's decided. Yeah, so I feel like I can't count my horses until I do that, because there might be some buried in here that I'm not counting, and then it's a miscount, so I don't think that's fair. Because there's definitely 3 here. And then in this box, oh my gosh. See, there's more horses. These are ones that I was thinking I was going to save for repainting, but there's like some that I have already repainted, and I can't even see all the way in because I buried them in this confetti for some reason. But there's a lot in there. So if you lot want to see a redo my Schleich horse shelves, buy a new bookcase, collection organisation video, I think that would be really fun, because it'd be kind of like a hangout doing DIY crafty stuff. Yeah, that sounds really fun to me. So if you want to see that, comment it down below, and also, yeah, like the video, and I will get on with that, because I've been meaning to do it for a while, as you can probably tell. That's it for my collection tour for now. To be continued, I guess, when I come up with the other names and film the the updating of the name book, because that really needs to happen. Thank you very much again for 30,000 subscribers. I feel like this is a great first way to celebrate, because it's kind of like a summary of where we're at in terms of the model horses. So great suggestion. Thank you for that. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, because you might miss it, and that's just not okay, okay? Yeah, I will see you then. Bye! I don't know why that's funny, but that was really funny for some reason. I feel like we could do horse of the week. Maybe that should be a thing. Horse of the week. Blah, 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 blah. Horse of the week for no reason. Actually, no. The reason is cool facial marking. Katie. I'm just like looking at her now, and I think that's so cool. Her show name's got to be like Manta Ray or Ray or something like that, because look, oh, cute. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it on that note. Bye!